Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Uh, so before I start talking about what I was gonna talk about today, I'll tell you a little something that happened to me today when I went to the market. So I went to my wife's work, dropped off some coffee. Uh, from there, I went to the market to buy some stuff for dinner. And as I'm walking out, I was at a Bonds on Euclid and Foothill. So as I'm walking out, there was a young black girl, probably like 14 years old, 13, 14 years old, standing right there out in front of the store. You know, she has the boxes of candy, you know, the fundraiser candy. So usually I won't buy shit from those kids. You know what I mean? The only time I buy something, sometimes it's from like the Boy Scouts, because I used to be a Boy Scout. So you know, and there's not too many of them around anymore. You don't really see the Boy Scouts that much anymore. So like I said, I used to be a Boy Scout for years. So when I see the Boy Scouts out there, I'll buy their popcorn or whatever the fuck it is they got, if I have cash on me, you know. I won't buy the Girl Scouts shit. Um, their cookies and all that crap. I won't buy that shit. But the Boy Scouts, yeah, or if it's a baseball team or something like that, I'll buy from them. You know what I mean? But you know, lately there's been like cause like right down the street is Upland High School, and Upland High School has a pretty big, a good size of black students there. They mostly go there to Upland High School because across the way from there, there's a street that's all apartment complexes. Around the area is all apartment complexes, and most of them are low income. You know, so that's why they're there. They have their little complexes around the school that are low income, so there's a lot of black families that live there. And sometimes there's, you know, like I want to say a couple weeks ago, I come off a store, two black kids out there, probably about 15 year olds, two boys, and they both got backpacks on, and one standing by one door, one standing by the other door. And as I'm walking in, they don't say that to me because you usually won't say that to you when you're walking in. They want to see when you're walking out, you know. So they'll ask you if you want to buy something from them when you're walking out. But I could see that when I was walking in, they were asking people that were walking out if they wanted to buy candy. But they were pulling it out of their backpacks. They didn't have them in boxes. They were pulling out of the back. He was pulling out of the backpack, and he had stacks. It wasn't like fundraiser candy. It was like the Lindors, the more expensive shit that's on the top shelves. When you go to the market, you see the chocolate area where you know the aisle would have candy. On the top shelf would have the expensive chocolates, the Lindors and all the other shit that's like, you know, really expensive shit. And they had stacks of them, all the different ones. The Ghirardellis, big thick ass Ghirardelli bars. So right at the bat, I knew that there wasn't no fundraiser shit. Somewhere along the line, the kids fucking took them from somewhere, and they were out there trying to sell them. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're all they're out there trying to make their little money, doing a little hustle. But you know, I usually won't buy that shit. You know what I mean? So anyways, as I'm walking out of the store today, the little girl standing right there, and she's like, I'm walking out my basket. She's like, "Excuse me, would you like to buy a candy bar?" And I'm like, "No, I'm fine." And but I realized I did have cash in my pocket, you know. So I said, "No, I'm fine." I went to my car, started putting my shit in the car, and then all the time, I always take my baskets either back to the front or I put them in the little cart corral thing. And I do that because that fucking guy, Cardnarks on probably on TikTok, motherfucker, you know, he'd be out there harassing. Not, I know he's not here in Southern California sometimes. I just don't want to get caught on that shit. So him doing that little prank shit he does, it really taught me like, hey, put your fucking card back because one day this motherfucker's gonna catch you and have you on fucking TikTok. You know, to me, it's funny. I watch him all the time. The shit's hilarious. But because of that show, because of that TikTok guy, Cardnarks, I always put my card back. So anyway, I went to go take my card back to where she was standing at, and I said, "Fuck it, that's some cash on me." You know what I mean? So, you know, I seen that she had it was in the box, the fundraiser candies. You know what I mean? So, and it was these. Everybody knows these fucking candy bars. World's finest. Okay. So I said, you know, fuck it. I got some cash in my pocket. I'll buy me and my wife one. You know. So I put as I'm walking past, I said, Who you selling it for? She's like, for the up in the cheerleading. I said, all right. So I put the card back. I said, what do you got? She's like, oh, I got this, and that. So give me one of these and give me one of these. How much are they? She's like, $5 a piece. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking like, $5. The fuck, man? Shit, inflation's a motherfucker, man. Like, they went up to $5 now for this shit. So I'm like, motherfucker, like, whatever. So I give her 10. I take off, and I'm leaving the park, and I'm thinking like, fuck. I'm thinking to myself like, damn, that's fucking expensive for this. But I'm like, man, whatever. You know what I mean? It's for the fundraiser. It's fine, whatever. So I get home, start putting the groceries away, and I'm still thinking about these fucking candies. So I put them in the bag. So when I got out of my car at my house, I put them in the bag. So when I started emptying the bags out, I got the fucking candy. I was thinking like, what the fuck? Clearly says right there, $1. And I thought, this little bitch burned me for $8. And then I was like, it pissed me off. You know what I mean? This little motherfucking bitch burned me for $8. I was stupid enough to fucking buy this shit. I should have knew right then and there, $5. There's no way these are $5 fucking dollars. So then I'm thinking to myself, man, I should go back over and get my motherfucking money back from this little bitch. You know what I mean? But I was like, nah, you know what? It is what it is. You know what I mean? She came up. You know what I noticed when I gave her the money, she pulled out the money out of her pocket. She had none but $5 bills. I think there's like 30 fucking candies in a box. That should be $30. Instead, she's gonna make $90. She's gonna keep 60, turning 30. You know what I mean? So if she sells the whole box, she gets $60 out of it for her own pocket. You know what I mean? But my mom was like, how fucking bold are you? You're like fucking 14 years old. How fucking bold are you to sit in front of the store and burn motherfuckers that can easily come back? That can easily come back. Like if I was a fucking white Karen, you know, and say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go back over to these candy bar. I'm gonna put my cell phone. I'm gonna film this little girl and say, why are you burning people for their money? These are not $5. They're only $1. And put her little ass on blast and all that bullshit like that. But I'm just like, nah. Me, I think take it as, you know what? You took a shot, you got away with it. You know what I mean? It's all good, whatever. You know. I know now that I'll never buy candy from you little motherfuckers again. But I'll stick with like the Boy Scouts and the baseball teams and shit like that. The fucking little black kids that be out there, they're always out there. They're always out there selling shit. And a lot of times they're pulling shit out of backpacks. And I'm selling shit out of a box. She had the fucking box, and that's why I bought it, because I see the box there, the fundraiser box. So, you know what I mean? That's why I bought it, you know. But usually you'll see the kids out there with the backpacks and shit. They're pulling shit out of their backpacks because they probably stole it from somewhere else and come around here and start selling the shit. You know what I mean? But she got me. She got me for fucking $8. You know what I mean? If I see her tomorrow, though, I'll let her know, like, hey, you got me. You got me yesterday. You know, you shouldn't be out here fucking doing that shit, because you're gonna get somebody's gonna come over one of these days and pull their fucking their phones out on you, or call your fucking school and tell your school that you're out here fucking burning people for the money. But also what made me think about was this little kid, this little 14-year-old girl is out there boldly just burning motherfuckers. Who raised this kid? You see what I mean? This is not the little girl's fault. It's her fucking family's fault. This is her parents' fault. You know what I mean? She's not raised right. And then again, like, I think to myself, like, it's $8. Fuck it. You know what I mean? She lives in the fucking low income area. She needs $8 more than I do. You know what I mean? Probably living on fucking welfare. When her parents are probably on welfare. Probably getting food stamps and shit. She ain't got much. You know what I mean? So fuck it. Let her have the $8. I know now that, you know, you fucked that shit up for everybody else though. Any little kids out there selling shit out of backpacks line, I'm not giving you shit. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? But it's just, how bold are you to be out there burning motherfuckers? If you're doing it and somebody actually checks it and it says $1 on there, then what do you say then? But you know what I mean? And if you start filming these little fucking kids, they start fucking mouthing off and shit. You know what I mean? I don't do all that little filmy shit anyway. That shit's just straight snitching to me. I ain't doing all that shit. So I left it alone. Fuck it. You got your $8. Go buy yourself a fucking burger or whatever. You know what I mean? You need it more than I do. You know, but it's just how bold are these fucking kids nowadays to go steal somewhere, come over here and try to sell their shit, or you know they're doing a fundraiser for their school. You know what I mean? That's their mentality though. They don't think you're doing it for your school to be on the cheerleading squad, but you're burning people. It's like you have no fucking character, no values, no morals, and you're only 14 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old, 15, whatever it is. If this is the way you act now, I can just see where you're gonna be at in the future. I can just see where this little girl's gonna be at in the future. She ain't gonna have one, cause she's already starting off being a little crook at 14 years old. You know what I mean? If she sells a couple boxes of candy, if she sells 2 boxes of candy, she's gonna make $120 for herself because she's pocketing the money. You see what I mean? But she's a young kid, so I can always see. So to me, it's like, you know what? Keep the $8 because I already see your fucking future. Your future's fucked. That shit is grim. So you got over. It's all good. But anyways, that's a little story about these fucking chocolate bars. It is what it is, though. Little fucking bitch burned me. But anyways, so my story for today is that I just talk a little bit about my brother and sister. Okay, I have a brother and sister. We're full brother and sister. We're the same mom and dad. Then I have a brother and 2 sisters. My dad has with his wife or his ex-wife. But this is not about them. This is about my full brother and sister. So I'm the oldest out of all of them, but I'm the oldest. You know, I'm 49. My brother is 4 years younger, so he's 45, and my sister is 9 years younger, so she's 40. I think she just turned 40 in December. You know, before my sister came along, you know, when it was just me and my brother. You know, my brother got a lot of attention from my father. You know, my father treated my brother great. You know what I mean? They had a good relationship. You know what I mean? I was like the odd one out. You know what I mean? I had a relationship with my mother. My brother, he had the relationship with my father. You know what I mean? He would go with my father, would take him cruising in his car and shit like that. Or my father sometimes would go visit his homeboys, and he would get in his bomb, and he wanted to go cruising. He would take my little brother with him and shit. You know what I mean? Me, I just stayed away from my father. He didn't invite me anyway, so I stayed away from him. You know what I mean? I would stay at home with my mom, or I'd go out and hang out with my friends. You know what I mean? I wasn't close to my father. You know, me and my father didn't have a good relationship. But him and my brother did. But me and my brother, we had a great relationship. You know what I mean? My brother was always with me. You know what I mean? Everywhere I went, my brother was with me. I took care of him. You know what I mean? Except when there was times where he couldn't go. Like, say, for instance, me and my friends were going to go to the beach, and we weren't getting a ride over there. We had to walk there, or we had to ride bikes there, we had to ride skateboards there, we had to take a bus there. Whatever it was, if my mom wasn't dropping us off, then he couldn't go. Or if I was going to go to Inglewood, and I was going to ride my bike, or I was going to take the bus, you know, we're talking about when I was like, you know, 8 years old, 9 years old, you know, he couldn't go with me. If my mom was dropping me off, then he can go. You know what I mean? But if we were around the neighborhood and shit, like, my brother was with me everywhere I went. We had the same friends and shit as little kids. So me and him, we were really close. We've always been close. We're still close to this day. We fucking go message each other almost every single day on Instagram and shit. He always sending me funny shit. I'm always sending him funny shit, like everyday thing, you know what I mean? But me and him always have been really close. Then my sister came along. Like I said, I was 9 years old when my sister was born. And before she came along, my brother got the attention from my father, you know. I wasn't getting it, you know, but when my sister came, my brother kind of got the boot too. You know what I mean? He didn't have a bad relationship with my father, but when my sister came, she was like, that's his baby, you know what I mean? His daughter, his first daughter, you know what I mean? She had green eyes like him. Me and my brother didn't get green eyes. She was born with green eyes like my father. And they were real close. You know what I mean? My father used to sing to her. You know, he would when he came home from work, she would run up to him, and she was always excited to be around him and see him. Um, he would sing to her. So yeah, you know, he used to sing to her. And he used to sing this oldie. It's Pretty Little Angel Eyes. He used to sing that song to her. And she would always ask him, like, sing me the song, sing me the song. And he would sing to her. He'd hold her and sing to her. So when she came around, now she got all the attention. I was never expecting any of the fucking attention anyway. But it was like I was even, you know, even more out of the picture when my sister came along. And my brother kind of got pushed to the side too. You know what I mean? So it was all about my sister. And then, you know, my mom was, you know, she's my mom's first daughter, so my mom had my sister in beauty pageants and shit like that. So she was always doing shit like that with my daughter, with my sister. My sister kind of took up the time now. You know, my mom would take her to like beauty pageants and shit like that. My mom would make her dresses and all this shit, and she'd take her to beauty pageants. My sister would always win these fucking beauty pageants and stuff for babies and little girls. So my mom's time was consumed with my sister. So they became, of course, they became really close. You know what I mean? I was still close to my mother, but my sister consumed most of that time. And my brother, again, he's the middle kid, so he's kind of like, you know, it's like iffy for him, you know, on both sides. So again, though, it's me and my brother. We're always hanging out together. You know what I mean? Wasn't getting attention at home anyway, so I was out hanging out, riding bikes, riding skateboards with my friends, and doing shit like that. You know, going to the movies and stuff. So from the very beginning, though, I kind of just like had a thing against my sister. Because even though I knew I wasn't going to get no attention anyway, she got the attention from my mother too. And that's the only attention I really had was from my mother. She got the attention from my mother too. To my mother's first daughter, you know what I mean? She was doing shit with my sister all the time. So I just wasn't really close to her. We never really got close, you know what I mean? Then my mother and father, you know, separated when I was 13 years old. So my sister at the time, so I was 13, my brother was 9, my sister was like 5 years old. And my mother and father got separated for the last time. My sister went with my mother. I didn't. That's when I started bouncing around from family member to family member. So I didn't live with them. At one point when we were in Fresno, I stayed with them for like about a year. And then we came back down to LA and we stayed together for about a year. Then I ended up getting busted and I was gone. After that, I really didn't spend too much time with her. You know what I mean? For those years, I only spent like 2 years with her. Other than that, she was always with my mother. I didn't really see her. I was on the streets doing my thing. So we never really got close, you know? We never got close. And then once I got out, and then I ended up going back up to Fresno. They were already up there, so I went back up there for like 3 years, and I lived with my mom for like probably about I don't know, probably like 2 years out of it. I lived with my mom and my sister and my brother. So at the time, let me see, I'm like 19 when I go out there. So 19, my sister's like 10 years old. And again, she was real close to my mother. You know what I mean? My mother stuck up for my sister. Whether my sister was right or wrong, it didn't really fucking matter. My mother stuck up for my sister. And again, that would cause me to distance myself from my sister. You know what I mean? Like, just like I didn't want to be around her. You know what I mean? It's like she could not do any wrong. You know what I mean? And that shit really bothered me. You know what I mean? And I know it bothered my brother too. You know, but and my sister was like, she used to do shit to be annoying. You know, but when we were living up there, my mother put my sister into Barbizon. Now Barbizon was like a school for girls and boys, but mainly girls to learn like modeling and shit like that, how to do makeup and all this other little bullshit. I don't think that Barbizon's still around anymore. But Barbizon was a thing where they taught young girls for modeling and singing and talent shows and shit. So my mom put her in that. Now, my two aunts, my mom's sisters, they both had daughters. My sister and my two cousins, they were all the same age. Okay, so they were all like 10 years old. Three daughters. So they all went to Barbizon. They all hung out together. We all spent time together. You know, we were real. As far as the family goes, we were a close family. You know, but the three girls, they were always together. They went to school together. They went to Barbizon together. And I remember they got like my sister was like always into singing. You know, she was always into singing. Um, did she have a good voice? I mean, yeah, I mean, she's not a fucking professional singer. You know what I mean? But one thing that happened to her, it was fucking funny as shit. She was probably like 5 years old, and my mom took her, my brother, and my cousin to Universal Studios. And this is when Whitney Houston first came out. Okay, so they went to Universal Studios. At Universal Studios, you can go into like one of these booths, like a recording studio, right? And they would film you, and you can pick a song and make your own music video. Okay, and they had all the instruments, the fake instruments out there. So one person could be sync, two people would be sync, pretending they're lip syncing. One person playing drum, one person playing guitar, another person playing fucking keyboard, right? I didn't go with them. I was in trouble when I couldn't go. So they all went. So what happened though, but they did. They went to this little recording studio to do a fucking song. And of course, my sister gets to pick the fucking song. And it was a Whitney Houston song. I can't remember what song it was, but I remember it was a Whitney Houston song. And my sister and my cousin Veronica, they were on the microphones. My mom was pretending she's playing a keyboard. My brother, I think he's pretending he's playing the drums. And I think one of my other cousins was there. Another female cousin, I'm not sure, but I think she was. I think my cousin Yolanda was there with them too. She was playing an instrument in the background, like a guitar or some bullshit. So there's a person filming it. And my sister, of course, she wants a Whitney Houston song. She loved Whitney Houston. And so they put this Whitney Houston song on. She's standing there with her, my cousin standing there with the microphone stands, and they're lip syncing this fucking song. They're filming it. My sister she takes the microphone out and she's walking around singing and shit. To me, it was annoying as fuck. You know what I mean? I'm watching this video like, whatever, you know. And then she puts the microphone back in, and then she's standing there, she's singing, and it's like she's all into this shit, you know what I mean? And, which made me even fucking more annoyed to just watch her do it. Again, she's like 5, and I'm like, I don't know, 13, but 13 years old, some shit. She's probably like 4 years. Anyways, but anyway, so she's singing and shit, and then she goes to pull the microphone out. Well, it's stuck. It's stuck in the stand, so she's fucking trying to sing, and she's trying to pull the microphone out. And she pulls real hard, and the motherfucker hits her right in the eye. Bam! It jerks her fucking head back. They're still filming. She's standing there holding this fucking microphone, and she's bawling. And this shit was fantastic to me. This shit was like, what do you call that? America's Funniest Home fucking videos, because it was so fucking funny. I was dying. I'm laughing because it was fun to see her get fucked up like that. You know what I mean? It's like, you deserve that shit. You know what I mean? And my mom's like, she's pretending to play the keyboards, and she's like tapping my sister, like, get back over there. My sister's holding the microphone, she's crying and shit, and I'm fucking laughing. They're like, stop laughing at her, you know, because they showed me the video when they got home. That's how I knew they had the videotape, and I'm fucking laughing. My mom's like, stop laughing at her, you know. Stop laughing. And my sister, she starts crying. She comes laughing at her, but the shit was fucking hilarious. I wish I had that videotape. I'd show you guys. It was fucking funny shit. My mom is trying to stay in the fucking. She's trying to stay in character. She's like hitting the keyboard. She's telling me, she's like, hey. My brother's like playing these fucking drums, like watching, like, what the fuck just happened? You know, and I'm dying. This shit's funny. But anyway, so you know, she was on to singing this shit, you know, and Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey was like her favorite shit. The other day, me and my wife were in the market. 2 days ago, Sunday, we were in the market shopping, and a Mariah Carey song came on. It was Vision of Love by Mariah Carey. Totally forgot about that song until I heard it in the market the other day. And I know the fucking words to that song, right? And I'm walking with my wife and I started singing it. And I was like, starts to laugh. And she's like, you know the words of that song? I said, yes, I know the words of this song. And I fucking hate this song. I hate this fucking song. But I know the words, word for word, I know the words. She's like, well, how do you know the words if you hate it? I said, it's because my sister used to sing this shit. My sister loved Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston, and my sister would sing these fucking songs all the time. So it got stuck in my head. I haven't heard this shit since back then, and I fucking hate this song because my sister. But I know the words, and I kept singing it to my wife, and she was like laughing, like, "What the fuck?" But so anyways, we go back to Fresno. My sister doing barbers on all that shit like that. So what my sister and them would do is like, they would make these little fucking flyers. They draw them out on a little poster board or whatever, and they make fake tickets and shit, and they have my family tell my mom like, hey, we want to do a fashion show and a singing show and shit like that, right? So they would hang this stuff up in the house or take it to my uncle's house and my aunt's house and show them like, hey, we're gonna do a concert and blah blah blah. Here's your tickets. And they made these fake tickets and all this shit. And it was fucking annoying. To me, it was fucking annoying. I know she's a little girl, but anything that she did, I just couldn't stand it. You know what I mean? I couldn't stand it. Like, my sister would do shit to be so fucking annoying, and sometimes she would do shit to annoy the fuck out of me. Like, my sister knew that I hated hearing her fucking sing. Like I said, could she sing? Yes. But she's not Fantasia or nothing like that. You know what I mean? She's not Whitney Houston. I mean, she can sing, but then again, anybody can fucking sing if you try. You know, but she would sing commercials, but she would sing the commercials just to fucking annoy me. Like, I'd be sitting on the couch watching TV, and me and my brother watching TV, and she would come into the living room and she would sing the fucking Hot Pockets jingle. I remember to this day. She would go, Hot Pockets, and she would walk by and do that shit. And I was like, look at her, what the fuck are you doing that for? And she would just walk by and smile. She knew that I hated it, so she would do it to fucking annoy me. But she was always doing that Hot Pockets jingle. I fucking hate it. She had a karaoke machine. My mom bought her a karaoke machine. Fucking mistake. My mom bought my sister a karaoke machine for Christmas or some shit, or birthday, whatever. That's what her and my cousins used to do little talent shows on. So they would go inside the room, they'd dress up in my mom's clothes and shit, put makeup on, come out and do a little fashion show. Okay, my mom and them would kick us out of the house if we weren't gonna watch. You know what I mean? My mom would like, hey, you guys get up and go outside. Go outside. Or if you're gonna stay in here, you don't be fucking making fun of them. Let them do what they're doing. Leave them alone. So most times I get them like, fuck, I'm out of here. I ain't watching this bullshit. Or my mom's like, no, you're going to stay in here and watch. You're just going to do a little performance. So stay in here and watch. I'm like, man, fuck this shit. Because it wouldn't be just my mom and me and my brother. My aunts would come over. My uncle would come over. My grandmother and her husband would come over. And they treat it like it was a real show. They'd be sitting there clapping for them and shit. And, you know, my sister and my cousin would come out and do their little announcements. Okay, we're going to do this. And I used to fucking hate it, man. It just drive me nuts. And, so they come out and they do their little fashion show. Then they go inside the room, change, come back out, do some more fucking fashion shit, some modeling shit. Then they go back in the room, and then they come out and they do a song. But they weren't lip syncing. They were actually trying to sing these fucking songs. And, boy, it was fucking annoying to me. I used to fucking hate it. I used to hate it. So one day I told my brother, hey man, because my brother would do anything, he'd do anything I'd ask him to do. So I told him, break that fucking karaoke machine. He's like, what? I said, break it. Break that fucking thing, man. Because if I did it, my mom would fucking throw me out. I mean, I'm a grown ass adult, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm fucking like 19, 20 years old. She'd throw me out. You know what I mean? But my brother, you know what I mean? She was more lenient on my brother. You know, he's still like a teenager, 15 years old, whatever, you know. She would get mad at him, but she wouldn't hit him. You know, he's too big for her to hit. She'd get mad at him, but she'd be over it. You know what I mean? So one day I said, just break that motherfucker. Break it. So he's like, all right. So he went in the room and he shot it up. I think he shot it with a BB gun. And at the end of that shit, oh, my mom was fucking furious. My mom was furious. My sister was devastated. But I think he shot it a couple times and just shot through the speakers or whatever he did. But I think another time I had him do it again to another one. I think I had him take it apart and cut the wires. I think he cut the wires on another one from the inside. But anyways, I said, get rid of that fucking thing, man. So we ain't got to deal with this shit no more. I'm fucking tired of running around here singing this shit. So he did. Oh, my mom was fucking furious. She was off the handle on that one, man. But, you know, well, my sister would do shit like that. She would do shit to be annoying. You know what I mean? We lived in a one bedroom apartment. So of course, me and my brother sleep on the fucking floor in the living room. And I had in the living room. There's a jacket closet right there by the door. That's where my clothes were at. All my clothes were on the floor or hanging in duffel bags, or they were hanging in the closet. It was a small little closet, you know, just a coat closet. My brother's shit was in my mom's room because she had a big closet in there. But my sister would always play that that's her room. She didn't want nobody in there. She didn't want me or my brother in that room. Even though my brother had to go in there to get clothes, she didn't want nobody in that fucking room. And again, she's like 10 years old, and she's over here telling us what the fuck we can do. You know what I mean? And again, like my mom wouldn't tell her shit. And so she would put like notes on the door, on the outside of the door, that me and my brother are not allowed in that room. That's her room, to stay out of it. So we just walk by and rip the fucking notes off, crumble them, throw them in the trash. And again, she fucking go crying to my mom. My mom would be pissed off, saying they were picking on him. It's like, why the fuck she putting notes on the fucking door? He's got to go in there and get his clothes. He's got to go in there and change. His stuff's in there. But she don't want him in there. And she would put notes on the door that he can't go in there, or I couldn't go in there. We weren't allowed in there. Again, my mom would take my sister's side on everything. So me and my sister was never really close like that. You know what I mean? I stayed away from her. You know, I stayed away from her as much as I possibly can. Sometimes, like I said, she would do shit to annoy me, so I would do shit just to fuck with her. You know what I mean? But I would use my brother to do it, because if I did it, my mother would be fucking furious, more mad at me than my brother, because like I said, I'm like 20 years old. She's only like, 12. You know what I mean? Or I was 19, she was like 10, whatever. She was 9 years younger than me, so my mother would be like, why the fuck you picking on her for? She's a little girl, you know what I mean? But it's like, you don't see what she's doing. It's fucking annoying. She's like, why is she annoying? Because she's singing? Yeah, because she can't fucking sing that good anyway. Why the fuck are you even encouraging her? You know what I mean? And my mom would be like, mind your fucking business. She can do whatever she wants. She's a little girl. She can do whatever she wants. Like, here we go with that bullshit, So I would use my brother to get back at my sister. So, like I said, me and her were never really close. So now we're adults now, but, we're way past all that shit. I left Fresno in 1995. I have not lived around my sister since then. You know what I mean? I've probably seen my sister since then, probably like 4 or 5 times. Since 1995, I've probably seen my sister 4 times, 5 times maybe. It's not that I dislike my sister. We're beyond that shit. You know what I mean? My sister. You know what I mean? But we've never been close. Her and my brother are close because they've been around each other all these years. But me and her, have not. You're looking at 29 years. 29 years has gone by. I've seen my sister probably like 4 times. And it wasn't for a long time. It was probably like about an hour or so each time. My sister has 2 sons. I don't really know them. One was like a teenager, probably like 15 years old or some shit like that. I think I've seen him maybe like 3 times. I think she has a smaller son. He's probably about 10. Seen him like twice maybe. You know what I mean? So I don't know them. I'm not really close with her. I'm not really close with my sister. Even though, like we talked. You know, I talked to her not too long ago. You know, and I've invited her to come out here to hang out with me and just say, once you get away for, if you want to get away for a weekend, you know, come down here, hang out with me. You know, we'll go hang out, and do shit. You know, trying to get some kind of relationship going with her, um, that we've never really had. We've never had that. Her and my brother have had a relationship. Her and my brother have had a close relationship where they've hung out together. They would go out drinking together and shit like that, do bar hopping and do all those little things like that. But me and her have never been like that. You know what I mean? Then again, she was way younger than me too. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was 9 years older than her, so I really didn't have no reason to be hanging out with her when I was, you know, 19, 20 years old. Anyway, she was a little kid. Um, but as an adult now, like I said, she's probably like 40 years old now. If I'm 49, she's 40. Um, Now we can probably do those kind of things. You know what I mean? But you know, I do the invites out there to her. You know what I mean? It's not like it was before. I don't have like a grudge against her for anything. You know what I mean? Actually, she's doing pretty good as far as I see. You know, she's got married recently, and she's a fitness. Well, she did some fitness modeling and shit like that. So she kind of stuck with all the shit she was doing back in her little Barbizon days, where she wanted to be a little runway model and shit. She did her little, I don't know, this body, not bodybuilding, but I don't know, something like that, you know, where they get the girls put all that shit all over themselves and make themselves look, you know, real tanned, and they're not buff, but they have like they're kind of shredded, you know. She's done shit like that, and then she's also a trainer, so she's still, you know, a little bit into what she was into as a kid. Now my brother, on the other hand, you know what I mean. Me and him, like I said, me and him have always been really close. Um, Couple times I had to get into his ass, you know what I mean? One time I pushed him when he's running his mouth and shit. My thing was always, hold on one second. One thing with me growing up, um, the way we were raised by my father, by my mother, by everybody around us, everything was about respect. You know what I mean? You respected your elders. You know, if you had older brothers and sisters, you respected them. Respected your grandparents. Respected your parents. You know, everything was about respect. You know, and so for me, I've always been that kind of person to demand respect, even from my brother. You know what I mean? It's all about respect. From my friends, I fucking demand the respect. You're gonna fucking respect me. That's it. If you can't respect, get the fuck away from me. You know what I mean? Because bad shit's gonna happen if you try to be disrespectful toward me. I respect all my friends. You know what I mean? I think that I'm a loyal friend. You know what I mean? To my people. You know, I don't do disrespectful shit to them, and I would never like even if I was single, I would never try to pick on their women and shit like that, or be disrespectful in that kind of way. Um, just this is the thing with me with respect. It's always been about respect. And one day my brother was to me, he was being disrespectful, and I had just gotten out. I wasn't out that long, and he was being to me, he was being disrespectful. He was running his mouth, and we were living in Fresno at the time. And I told him, I said, hey man, you better fucking watch how you talk to me. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm gonna fuck you up, you know. And he's like, you ain't gonna do nothing to me. You ain't gonna hit me, man. You wouldn't hit me. I said, hey, I'm telling you, you better watch how you're talking, you know. And kept running his mouth, so I pushed him. I slammed him up against the door, and I told him, I'll fuck you up, man. Better watch your mouth. And I walked away from him. And you know, he went and took a shower and shit. And I remember he came, and I was sitting down while he was in the shower, sitting down in the living room watching TV, and I felt bad for putting my hands on him, you know, because I had never put my hands on my brother. I felt bad for that, you know. So I was sitting there thinking about it, you know what I mean? And then he comes out of the shower, he has a towel wrapped around him, and he's in the kitchen, and I went over there and I told him, hey, I just told him, hey, you know, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have pushed you, you know what I mean? And I remember he wasn't like sniveling, but I could see his eyes watering up. You know what I mean? He's like, man, you ain't never put your hands on me before. I said, I know, but you know what, man? You gotta be fucking respect me, man. You know what I mean? I'm your brother. Respect me. I've always looked out for you. You can't be talking to me any old way you want to talk to me and shit. Respect me. You know what I mean? And so I just gave him a hug. I told him I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I should have touched you. You know what I mean? So that was that. And then I don't know, some years later, we were at my uncle's house in Palm Springs. My uncle had a big ass house out there in Palm Springs, like a mansion almost, And he had the family over. A bunch of family went over there. He lived on a private golf course and shit, and he had this big ass bar in the backyard. He had a swimming pool and a jacuzzi and all that shit back there. It was like a fucking oasis, you know what I mean? He had TVs outside in the patio hanging on the walls. And so he invited me. He's like, hey, why don't you come down here? Your mom's gonna be down here. I'll come down from Fresno, and we're gonna fucking hang out here. The family's all coming down. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I shot down in Palm Springs, and I get there, and it was like I said, a bunch of my family's there. Was hanging out, swimming in the pool and shit, and during this time, my sister was married to some other guy, and I really didn't know him that well. I met him, I think, maybe once before, and this is her kid's father, So I think I met him like once before. And so, anyways, we're all hanging out and shit. Now, again, my brother and sister have been with around each other all these years. You know what I mean? So my brother was close with my ex-brother-in-law because they hung out together. My brother and his wife, my sister and her husband, they all hung out together. They used to party together, bar hopping, dinners, all that shit. And my brother and that dude were real close with each other. And so, anyways, and I wasn't around. I'd been away for a while. You know what I mean? I was locked up, and I went off my own. I wasn't around them all the time. You know what I mean? So he got close with that guy. They were like best friends. So, anyways, we're there hanging out and shit. And I remember I wasn't with my kid's mom at the time. We had split up. And I remember she had called me or some shit. And I was at my uncle's house, and she's like, we're bullshitting for a moment, whatever. And then I said, hey, what you doing? She's like, nothing. I said, hey, you want to come out here to Palm Springs? My uncle bought a house out here, and everybody's out here hanging out, partying and shit like that. If you want to come hang out for a little while, we can kick it for the night, And she's like, all right, fuck it. She was like, I got my cousin Joe with me. Is it cool? I said, yeah, because me and him were really close. Yeah, Joe's my homie, I said, yeah, bring it with you. So she's like, all right, I'm gonna get ready and I'll shoot out there to Palm Springs. Give me the address. I gave it to her. So, anyways, she was supposed to come out there and hang out with me. So we're all hanging out. People are swimming in the pool and shit, And I remember my sister was standing by the pool, and I walked by and I pushed her. She went into the pool. I pushed her into the pool, fucking with her, Just she was already in the pool before that. She was already in a bathing suit in the pool before that. So it wasn't like she was in a regular clothes. I threw her in the pool. You know what I mean? I was just walking by. She was standing by the pool, talking to somebody in the pool. As I walked by, I pushed her. But her husband, he was already buzzing and shit like that. And again, I really don't know the guy. So he comes up and he's like, "Oh man, you put my wife in the pool, fucking around." He's playing. So he grabs me. He's trying to throw me in the pool, but I'm a lot bigger than him. He's trying to throw me in the pool and shit like that. I keep turning on him, and he can't get me in the fucking pool. And we're having a good time. We're laughing and shit like that. You know what I mean? And my sister's yelling at me like, "Why the fuck you put me in the pool?" Not mad though. She's just fucking around. And then, but he can't get me into the pool, so and he's buzzing, so he starts to get aggressive. You could tell when a motherfucker's attitude changes. You know what I mean? Like the look in his eyes was something different. You know what I mean? He's like, now he's getting mad because he can't get me in the pool. And he's like, man, he pushed my wife into the pool. Now he's getting personal, right? And now that upsets me because I see what he's doing. He's trying to front me out. He's trying to front me out in front of my family and shit like that. You know what I mean? And so he won't stop now. And I'm like, hey man, hey, fucking relax now. Relax. You can't get me in the pool. Relax, man. Nah, fuck that, man. So you better, hey, tell my brother, you better talk to this dude. You know what I mean? My brother knows what I'm about. My brother knows what I'm going to do to motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So he's like, hey, it's cool, man. It's cool. Whatever, you know? It's cool, man. Hey. So he stops. Again, everything to me was about respect. It still is. So it's in my mind. Like, this motherfucker, who the fuck does this dude think he is? This is my fucking family. You want to fucking come over here and play tough guy and shit, try to stick up for your wife? That's my sister. You want to come over and stick up for your wife and get all aggressive, you know what I mean? Like, alright. But it was bothering me, you know what I mean? It was bothering me. My mind starts to go. So I'm still like that to this day. My mind starts to fucking go, and I'm like, it won't stop. It won't stop. It's like now, it went from one thing to another. Now it's like, I'm gonna hurt this fucking dude. I want to hurt this fucking guy now. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm thinking, who the fuck do you think you are? So I'm just standing there, like, they're always talking and shit, and I'm still talking and laughing, whatever, you know. But in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm gonna hurt this dude. You know what I mean? So I said, you know what, fuck it. So I go, he stands to the side over there. And I say, man, come here. I think it was my brother. Hey, come over here, let me talk to you real quick. Because I'm the kind of motherfucker, I'm not going to do nothing to you in front of everybody, especially in front of my mother and all that, you know what I mean? So I take him around the side of the house. But there's nobody over on that side of the house. You know, that's where all the trash cans were lined up back there. So I take him back there. I tell him, I say, hey, you think you fucking know me or something or what? And he's like, well, what do you mean, man? I say, I don't know who the fuck you think you are, and I don't think you know who I am. Okay? I'm not from fucking Fresno. You know what I mean? I'm not like the dudes that you fucking know, because that's where he's from. He's from Fresno. You know what I mean? I don't know who the fuck you think you're fucking trying to be all aggressive with over here and shit. You know what I mean? I said, but let me tell you something. Don't you ever try to front me off in front of my family again. Don't you ever try to be aggressive with me again. That's my sister. I was fucking messing around with her. It's not your fucking business. Don't you ever try to fucking front me out in front of my family again. I said, let me tell you right now. I'll tell you. This is the only time I'll tell you. If you ever try that shit on with me again, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And if you don't believe that I'll kill you, go ask my brother. I will fucking kill you. The only reason I'm not doing it to you right now is because my family's here. Or my family's house. But don't you ever try to do that shit again. I was like, oh no, man, I apologize, I don't mean it like that. I said, whatever, man. I'm just letting you know right now. If you don't believe me, you better go talk to my fucking brother. But I'll fucking kill you, man. Don't ever try to do that shit to me again. Don't ever try to be a tough motherfucker ever again with me. No, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, man. I don't mean like that. Yeah, whatever, man. Just go back over to the party. So we walk back into the front to the party, whatever. Well, this little motherfucker goes and tells my brother. He goes to tell my brother that I threatened to kill him. So then here comes my brother. And my brother, you know, again, everybody's buzzing. My brother comes up and he's like, you know, he's doing it in front of the family instead of, if you want to talk to me, point to the side. You know what I mean? But no, he's right there in front of everyone. I mean, there's a lot of people there, like 30 people there, you know. Hey, man, what the fuck, man? Why are you threatening for? So I'm like, here we go. Like, you know, try to put me on the fucking front street in front of everybody. I say, man, again, it was about respect. I say, man, I'm your brother. Don't ever fucking take somebody's side over me. Never. I'm your brother. Nah, man, you know what? He's like my brother, man. He's like my brother too. He's one of my best friends, man. So he's like my brother. I said, but he's not your brother. I'm your brother. I'm the one who looked out for you. Not this fucking guy. Who the fuck is he? He's nobody. Nah, man, he's like my best friend. He's my brother, man. Why you doing that shit? Why you fucking trying to kill him and all this? I said, look, man, just be quiet. You know, because I don't want him to be talking in front of everybody. Like, just be quiet. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit, you know? And my mom started getting stuff like, what's going on? What happened? Oh, you know, this little motherfucker over here bitching, like, you know, he threatened me on the side of the house. And I was like, what the fuck? What are you doing and shit, man? I said, hey, man, just like, now I'm getting people like, you know, my sister's right there running her mouth. You know, my mom's right here fucking running her mouth talking shit. You know, my brother's over here talking shit. You know what I mean? And my other family's like, hey, man, hey, relax, everybody. I'm like, hey, to my brother, because my concern was my brother. because I felt disrespected by him. You know, I felt, don't ever fucking front me out in front of anybody, and don't ever fucking take anybody's side over me. I don't give a fuck, right or wrong, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? My brother, I would always take my brother's side over anybody. I don't give a fuck what my brother did. This is my brother, that's just the way it is. If there's a problem, I'll talk to my mom and say, hey man, you fucked up, you should have did it. But I'm not gonna ever front my brother out in front of anybody. You know what I mean? My brother was drinking. This is his buddy. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, hey, don't ever fucking do that shit, man. Don't ever fucking disrespect me by taking the side of somebody else. He's not your fucking brother. I'm your fucking brother, not him. Nah, man, he's my best friend. I said, look, man, you better shut the fuck up, because the more he said, the more I was getting annoyed. The more I was getting upset. You know what I mean? I was getting mad that he kept saying that shit. That this dude's like my brother. He's my brother too. It's like, no, he's not. You know what I mean? He's not your fucking brother. And it was fucking pissing me off. You know what I mean? So I told him, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna fuck you up right here, man. You know what I mean? Shut up. And he's kept talking shit. And so I fucking took off on him. And oh, my mom went ballistic. Okay, 'cause this is the first time my mother ever seen him hit my brother. You know what I mean? And she fucking she went ballistic, man. My sister's going fucking crazy. You know, my ex brother-in-law, he's tough now and shit. And I'm like, I'll fuck this dude up. You know what I mean? Like, so I hit my brother. He fell in some bushes. Then I said, you know what, man? Fuck, I'm done. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? I don't want to deal with this bullshit. You know, I felt stupid because I did it in front of all my family was right there. You know what I mean? We're all in the backyard. Here I am, fucking. I threatened this dude on the side of the house. I'm swinging on my brother right here, and I just felt stupid. But I was still angry because I felt disrespected by both of them. So I said, you know, I'm out of here. So I'm walking out. My uncle comes. He's like, what's going on? I said, I'm gonna take off, man. He's like, what happened? And I was telling him, he's like, you ain't gotta go nowhere. I said, nah, man. You know, what I mean, everybody's fucking pissed off at me now and shit, you know. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. You're my nephew. You're my favorite nephew. If anybody's gonna leave, they can fucking leave. But you stay here. You ain't gotta go nowhere. I said, I just don't feel comfortable anymore, man. You know what I mean? I had totally forgot that my kid's mom was gonna be there. I don't feel comfortable anymore, man. You know what I mean? I just want to take all this shit, you know. So are you sure? I said, yeah. He's like, you're okay, Joe? I said, yeah, I really wasn't drinking much, you know what I mean? I just want to go home, you know what I mean? I don't want to be over here, you know. So he's like, all right, man. So then I get my car and I leave. And I'm getting out of Palm Springs. I'm getting pretty close to Marengo. And my phone goes off. And it's my kid's mother. And she's like, where are you at? I'm like, oh shit. I said, I left. Where are you at? She's like, I'm here. But they said you left. So like, yeah, I fucking took off, man. I told her what happened. I said, I took off, you know what I mean? I said, I've totally forgot about you, man. Going through this shit with that. I totally forgot about you and shit, you know what I mean? Sorry that you drove all the way the fuck out there. And I said, but you know my mom and all them. You can hang out right there if you want to and shit. And she's like, well, yeah, your mom told me to stay, so we're gonna stay here and hang out, you know. She's like, why don't you just come back? I said, nah, I don't want to come back. You know what I mean? I don't want to be around them. You know what I mean? I still feel right now. So I'm just gonna go home. She's like, all right. So I get home, and later on that night, she called me again. And she's like, oh my God, you ain't gonna believe what happened. I was like, what? She was, your uncle fucked your brother-in-law up. He fucked him up like bad. Like this dude was leaking everywhere, bleeding everywhere. He beat the shit out of him, and the dude fucking took out, ran out the house, and now they're out there looking for him. They can't find him. You know, he got his shirt ripped off him and shit. And dude's from fucking Fresno, and he's over in Palm Springs. He don't know where the fuck he's at. But I guess my uncle's pissed off still about the whole situation. Something happened where the dude was, I think he was mouthing off to my sister or some shit, you know, being aggressive toward my sister. And my uncle saw that shit. And, you know, he was already mad about the situation that happened with me and him already. So my uncle fucking went in the room and just beat the fucking brakes off that dude. And so they were out looking for him. They didn't find him until the next day. I think they found him on the golf course. He was all bloody and shit. But anyways, they drove around for hours looking for the dude, and they had to take him back to Fresno. But you know, me and my brother didn't talk for a whole year because of that situation. I didn't talk to my brother for a whole year, And then that was the only time that ever happened between me and my brother where we didn't talk to each other. You know what I mean? And so I think about a year had went by, you know, and it always stayed in my mind. You know what I mean? Because like I said, me and my brother are very close. You know, I call my brother son because it's like, you know, he's like, he always tells people like my brother's like my dad. He raised me. You know what I mean? My dad wasn't around, you know, during a lot of the years. You know, my dad wasn't around. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I helped my mother with my brother. You know, my brother was always with me. You know what I mean? And I always took care of my brother. Even when I got out and we were living in Fresno, he was always with me. You know what I mean? So I took care of my brother. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I got so upset that day. It's like, hey, wait a minute. Remember who you're fucking talking to. Respect me. It's a big fucking thing. Respect. You know what I mean? So respect me. I always looked out for you. I'm your brother. That's it. You know, so, you know, a year went by, and finally I said, you know what, I gotta fucking fix that shit, you know. And so I think I text him. I just text him. I say, hey, man, you know, I'm sorry for what happened. You know what I mean? For that day. You know what I mean? I haven't talked to you. It's gonna be a year already. You know what I mean? And I just want to let you know that I'm sorry for putting my hands on you. I never had done that. And I just explained it to him, like, hey, check it out, man. I'm your brother. Don't ever take nobody's side over my side, no matter what the fuck it is. I wouldn't do that shit to you. I don't give a fuck if you're wrong. You can be wrong all day long. I can know that you're wrong. It doesn't matter. If you're wrong, I'll take you to the side and I'll talk to you. Say, hey, man, you fucked up right here. I'm still going to stick up for you over here, but I'm going to take you to the side over here and talk to you. Say, man, this shit's your fucking fault, man. You should have did this or you should have said it, whatever. But when shit's going down, I'm going to be on your side no matter what. You know what I mean? It's about fucking respect. You know, and since I'm your older brother, it's about respect. Respect me. And I felt that you were being disrespectful toward me and sticking it for somebody else over me. You should never take another person's side over me. And that's why that shit had happened. You know what I mean? But again, I should have never put my hands on you. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry for doing that. You know what I mean? And after that, you know, it was all good. Me and my brother were right back to the same way, talking all the time and shit like that. We've never had no problems. You know what I mean? I don't hold no grudges against my brother, and I know that he don't hold no grudges against me for what had happened. You know, I think he understands me more now, ever since that had happened, since that incident. You know what I mean? But for me, it's always been about respect. You know what I mean? Everything is about respect. You know, so we've never had any problems after that. You know what I mean? He's always been like since then. He's always been real respectful toward me. I mean, he's always been no matter what. It was just that incident. People were drinking and shit, and then you know later on, my sister ended up divorcing that dude because he was a piece of shit, and my brother can't stand the motherfucker now. You know what I mean? And so I was like, see, you know, the dude's a piece of shit. You know, don't ever take somebody's side over your don't ever take somebody's side over your fucking brother. You know, and so that you know that was the incident with me and him. You know, but again, me and him are very close. You know what I mean? I don't have to talk to nobody else. Like I said in another video, I don't have to talk to nobody else. None of my fucking friends, nobody. I don't give a fucking nobody else talking to me. My own kids, it doesn't really matter. As long as me and my brother are still talking, as long as me and my brother are still close, that's all that matters. I don't give a fuck about nobody else. You know what I mean? It's me. As long as me and my brother are close, that's it. Nobody else. Everybody can fucking just fly off the fucking radar. Doesn't really matter. That's how close me and my brother are. You know what I mean? So we've always had a great relationship though. So even before that, we always had a great relationship. You know what I mean? But you know, me and my sister have never had. It's not like we didn't have a terrible relationship, but we just never had the opportunity to be close with one another because she was a lot younger than me. And then again, when she's a little girl, so she would do shit to be annoying toward me. I guess I don't know. Maybe little girls are that way toward their brothers and shit, to their older brothers or whatever. You know what I mean? But she was always babied. You know what I mean? And I was never really babied, and so it would annoy me that she was babied. And so me and her never really got an opportunity to be close with one another. You know what I mean? Like I said, I throw the invites out. I threw the invite out there, but I'm the kind of person like I'm gonna invite you. If you don't do it, then you don't do it. I'm not gonna be fucking inviting you again because like I'm not gonna beg somebody to fucking come hang around. That's just not my thing. But I say, hey, even if it's to my own fucking friends, you know, I'll send out the invite to my friends. Hey, I'm gonna be doing this. You wanna come over? Oh yeah, well I can't make it. Okay, cool. I might send another one next time. Hey, you wanna come? Oh, I would, but I can't. Okay, that's it. I'm not gonna send out no invites to you no more. You know, I'm doing my thing, you do your thing. You know, if you want to come around, come around. If you don't, I don't give a fuck. But I'm not gonna invite you no more. You know, if you hear them doing something, hit me up. You want to come by, and yeah, it's cool. You know, but the same thing with my family. I'm not gonna fucking invite you, and then you don't show up. I'm not gonna do it again. Most of the time, I'm gonna do that for one time, and that's it. And again, if my sister ever wanted to come hang out with me and shit like that, she can always hit me up and say, "Hey, I'm gonna come down and visit with you, and come hang out for a weekend." It's not a problem. It's just I'm not gonna throw the invites out there. You know what I mean? But you know, hopefully one day maybe her and my brother can come down here and hang out for a day or some shit like that. We can go have lunch or some shit together. Something that we've never done because I've never done that kind of stuff with them. I've never went out and had dinner with my brother and sister ever in my life. You know, I never did. I've never really actually done anything with my brother and sister together, us three, ever in my life. I don't remember us ever doing anything together. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people out there that are close to their brothers and sisters. They go out and do shit together. Like my wife and her brother, they go to concerts and shit like that together. They hang out with us. We go to bars. We go have dinner together. They come over here and hang out sometimes. We do shit together. But she does things with her brother. I've never done that kind of shit with my brother and sister. With my brother, yeah, but not me and my brother and my sister. Have never ever in our lives have ever hung out together. The three of us, not one time. So you know maybe that could happen one of these days. I don't know. But anyway, that's my story for today. That's just a little something about me and my brother and my sister. Again, I have another brother and two other sisters that are you know on my dad with my dad's ex-wife. Um, but that's a whole different shit show. Um, I don't know. I really haven't got much to say about that. But anyway, that's my story for the day. Please like, share, subscribe. If you got some ideas for some videos, go ahead and shoot them to me. Got any questions to ask me? Um, Send these videos to somebody that you think might enjoy them. You know, I'm getting up there in the algorithm on YouTube. I'm starting to get a little bit of money now. You know, it's nothing like I'm at like $8 or some bullshit, but it's good to see that I'm getting a little something. The more followers I get, the more likes I get, the more people I get commenting on the pictures, the more that I can make. So it's not really costing anybody any money for YouTube to pay me. All it takes is a little bit of time that you watch the videos, share the videos, subscribe to the channel. That's it. It's all free for you. YouTube has to pay me, you know. And so, but it's good to see that, you know, I got like I made 100, close to 100 videos, and now I'm starting to see because I barely got monetized like last week. I barely put my shit up for monetization last week. So I'm already starting to see a little bit of, you know, a little bit of money coming through. Like I said, it's only like $8 or some bullshit, but still. Eventually, the more followers I get, the more people that like my videos, the more people that subscribe to the videos, the more other people that start to do it. You know what I mean? And the more money that I can actually make off this shit. And to be honest with you, I know guys that are making like $10,000 a month just doing YouTube videos. I know of a couple guys that are not even working. They just do YouTube videos all day, and they're making fucking like $10,000 a month just off fucking YouTube videos. You know, hopefully one day I can get to that point. But the only way I can get to those kind of points, that kind of point, is if people actually subscribe to the channel. So if you have any ideas, let me know, and then I can go ahead and throw some videos out there on what you want me to talk about, and we go from there. So anyways, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll be talking to you guys later.